Unlike in Toronto and Peel, here in York Region, schools are open. Classrooms here at Blue Willow Public School were busy with young minds learning in person today. Parents in York are being told that their schools are safe, and they might be. So tonight we look at some of the data so you can make your own determination.
I think the social interaction makes a lot of sense for the kids. However, we're all fearful that there's a connection to a pandemic just around the corner.
The schools should stay open because for the kids, for the mental health.
Mixed emotions from parents in Vaughan today. Across York Region, approximately 1 in every 2 schools has an active case of COVID-19. 21 schools have an outbreak, meaning more than one student has tested positive. And an additional 100 schools have at least one active case. In total, 15 schools are currently closed.
Is there a number or percentage when it comes to school spread, community spread, where we say, you know what, we need to shut down the schools for a couple of weeks until we get a handle on the spread of variants?
No, there isn't a finite number of cases or of cohorts being dismissed within the setting that would say it's now time to shut them down. So we do know that our schools are safe. There's been outbreaks in about 10% of schools overall in York Region, but then there's been outbreaks in about 50% of our workplaces.
York Region's Director of Infectious Disease Control also notes that of all the asymptomatic tests of students done in the region, they've all tested negative. However, of the 180,000 students in York, only 1,300 have taken the voluntary test.
Does that leave you concerned that there could be more spread, more cases in our schools?
I have no doubt that there are asymptomatic cases that are spreading the virus without us knowing.
Epidemiologist Ahmed El-Jishi tracks local and national COVID case counts and shares them daily online. He notes that while the number of COVID variants in York Region is getting higher, the situation is much worse in cities like Toronto and Brampton, where classes are already closed.
Today we reported about 4,000 cases over 4,000 cases in Ontario. So we're seeing the situation rapidly evolve. The situation in New York is likely to get worse as well.
Students across Ontario will be off this coming week for the April break. And with case counts expected to get worse, York's infectious disease director says the plan is to have students return to in-person learning on April 19th as scheduled. But that could change at a moment's notice.
All options are really up for discussion when we come to that point of having to make a decision one way or the other about reopening schools following the April break.
Now, what's clear is that COVID case counts in schools are also reflected in the community, and they're also linked. 1 in 10 cases of COVID in York Region communities can be traced back to a school. In Toronto, that number is 1 in 9.